Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Web Solution Master. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's absolutely crucial for building fast. High-performance web applications, code splitting in Next.js. If you've ever wondered how some websites feel incredibly snappy and load almost instantly, a big part of the magic is effective code splitting. So let's unlock that power together. First off, what exactly is code splitting? Imagine you're building a massive Lego castle. Instead of trying to carry the entire fully built castle from one room to another, which would be slow and clumsy, you build it in sections. Bring over the main gate, then a tower, then the walls, piece by piece, as you need them. Code splitting in web development is the exact same principle. Instead of sending one giant JavaScript bundle to the user's browser, which can take a long time to download and parse, we break it down into smaller, more manageable chunks. This is where Next.js truly shines. One of its most powerful out-of-the-box features is automatic code splitting. By default, Next.js treats every page in your pages or app directory as a separate entry point. What does this mean in practice? It means when a user visits your homepage, they only download the JavaScript needed for the homepage. They don't download the code for the About Us page, the Contact page, or your complex user dashboard. Page-based splitting drastically reduces the initial load time. The first paint of your website appears much faster, which is a massive win for user experience, and even for your SEO rankings, as search engines love fast sites. Think about it. A user's first impression is formed in seconds. If they have to stare at a blank white screen for 5, 10, or even more seconds, they're likely to bounce. With Next.js's automatic code splitting, you're already ahead of the game, delivering only what's necessary for that initial view. This simple yet powerful feature is a cornerstone of why Next.js is so popular for building production-ready applications. But Next.js doesn't stop there. What if you have a large component on a page that's not immediately visible? Maybe it's a modal that pops up when a user clicks a button, a heavy charting library for a report that's below the fold, or a complex video player. It doesn't make sense to load the code for these components right away if the user might never even interact with them. This is where dynamic imports come into play. Dynamic imports are a way to tell Next.js, hey, don't include this component in the initial bundle. I'll tell you when I need it. The syntax is incredibly clean. Instead of a standard import at the top of your file, you use the dynamic function from Next.dynamic. You can then specify that a component should only be loaded on the client side, and you can even provide a fallback loading state. Let's look at an example. Imagine you have a heavy component. Instead of import heavy component from heavy component, you'd write something like const dynamic heavy component equals dynamic equals greater than import heavy component. Now, you can use dynamic heavy component in your JSX, just like any other component. The difference is, the JavaScript for this component won't be fetched until it's about to be rendered. If it's conditionally rendered, like in a modal, the code is only downloaded when the user performs the action to open that modal. This is a huge performance boost, keeping your initial page bundle lean and mean. You can even show a simple spinner or a loading ... double quotes message while the component is being fetched, creating a seamless user experience. Now, let's talk about navigation. We've made the initial page load fast, but what happens when the user clicks a link to another page? We don't want them to experience a delay then either. This is where another brilliant Next.js feature comes in: prefetching. When you use the Next.js link component for internal navigation, Next.js is smart. As soon as a link component appears in the user's viewport, meaning they've scrolled down and can see it on their screen, Next.js will quietly start prefetching the code for that linked page in the background. It does this with a low priority request, so it doesn't interfere with any other network activity. The result is truly magical. When the user finally clicks the link, the JavaScript for the next page is often already downloaded and ready to go. This makes the navigation feel almost instantaneous, creating a fluid app-like experience right in the browser. You're not waiting for a new page to download. You're just transitioning to a view that's already been prepared. This is a massive upgrade compared to traditional multi-page applications, where every click involves a full page reload and a noticeable delay. It's one of those subtle details that makes a Next.js app feel incredibly polished and professional. With the introduction of the app router Next, JS has taken code splitting and server-side rendering to a whole new level with server components. This is a paradigm shift in how we think about building React applications. Traditionally, most of our components would end up as JavaScript in the client's browser. Server components, however, execute exclusively on the server. What does this mean for code splitting? It means any component you define as a server component, along with its dependencies, will never be part of your client-side JavaScript bundle. This is an enormous advantage. You can have components that perform heavy data fetching, access databases directly, or use large libraries for things like formatting dates or rendering markdown, and none of that code ever gets shipped to the browser. This has two major benefits. First, it dramatically reduces your bundle size. The less JavaScript the client has to download, parse, and execute, the faster your application will be, especially on slower networks or less powerful devices. Second, it enhances security. Any sensitive logic or API keys used within a server component remain safely on the server, never exposed to the client. Embracing server components you can build is where only the truly interactive pieces. The client components send JavaScript to the browser. The rest of the page, the static or server-rendered parts, arrive as lightweight HTML. This approach allows you to leverage the benefits of the server for data fetching and rendering, while still providing the rich interactivity of a client-side application where it's needed. It's the best of both worlds, and it's a powerful tool in your code-splitting arsenal. So, let's tie it all together. How do we create an effective code-splitting strategy in Next.js? First, rely on the automatic page-based splitting that Next.js provides. Structure your application logically into pages. Second, for any large, conditionally rendered, or below-the-fold components on a given page, reach for dynamic imports. Analyze your pages and identify components that aren't critical for the initial render. This could be anything from a comment section to a third-party chat widget. Third, always use the link component for internal navigation to get that sweet prefetching and make your site feel lightning fast. And finally, if you're using the app router, embrace server components. Think about which parts of your UI are static or just need to fetch data. Make them server components to keep that code off the client. Reserve client components for the parts of your UI that truly need state lifecycle effects and browser-only APIs. Combining these techniques, you're not just splitting code, you're orchestrating a symphony of performance. You're ensuring that your users get the content they need as quickly as possible, without being bogged down by code they don't. This leads to a better user experience, higher conversion rates, and better SEO. Effective code splitting isn't just a technical optimization. It's a core aspect of building modern, efficient, and user-friendly web applications. It's a journey of continuous improvement. You can use tools like the Next.js build analyzer or browser developer tools to inspect your bundle sizes and identify opportunities for further optimization. Keep an eye on your largest chunks and ask yourself, can this be dynamically imported? Can this be a server component? That's our comprehensive guide to unlocking the power of code splitting in Next.js. By understanding and applying these concepts, automatic page splitting, dynamic imports, root prefetching, and server components, you can significantly improve your application's performance and deliver an exceptional experience to your users. It's one of the most impactful skills you can master as a Next.js developer. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this breakdown was helpful. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into web development. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or what topics you'd like to see covered next. Happy coding!